Oh, Dina Bandhu. So happy to see you.
Espérate. Hay que cambiar aquí.
Ich bitte dich, erhör mein Beten. Bin nur ein Egoist, der völlig lüstern ist, hab das Gute nie vertreten. Du bist mein letzter Hoffnungsschimmer, so habe ich gesucht, bei dir Schutz und Zuflucht, bin dein Diener nun für immer. Wie kann ich geläutert werden? Aus Selbstsucht weiß ich nicht, was wirklich Bhakti ist, bin von Dunkelheit umgeben. Ohne dich ist alles Täuschung, hab keine reine Sicht, mein Körper bindet sich an Geburt und Sterben. Ich suche deine Lotusfüße, nimm diesen Toren an, der nur noch weinen kann, hilf mir in deiner Güte. Alles steht in deiner Macht, so kann's dir's möglich sein, allen Sündern zu verzeihen, und er ist sündiger als ich. Gleich einem Meer der Güte kommst du ins Innental, du Linder und Qual, ist deine Stube. Ich bin der schlimmste aller Sünder und bleibe es immer noch, obwohl wir wohnen doch, dank deiner Lotusfüße. Das heißt von meiner Not ist Ausgeburt und Tod und hat mir nur Leid gegeben. Ich bin der Diener meiner Wünsche, der kein von Lust und Gier tief im Herzen liegt und wächst dort immer wieder. der falschen Erde. Vor dir lag nichts verborgen, du gibst die Strafe mir. Ach, nimm mich zu mir, zu deinen wunderschönen Füßen. Oh, Gauranga Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram Gauranga Govinda Sundaram Gauranga Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram Gauranga Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram Gauranga Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram Gauranga 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 Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
The title I gave today for this class is We Cannot Live Without You if you choose the path of divine love. Krishna also cannot live without us, but if we choose the path of exploitation, He's giving us the free will to go the way we want to go. But actually Krishna wants us back with Him. And actually we also want to take everybody home with us. That is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We don't, preaching means we don't want to take away your freedom, but we want you at Krishna's feet. We want you in our divine family. The divine family is very special. Family in this material world is so much tarnished by the bad experiences of the divorces and children without parents and or some husband who's coming back home drunk and beating up the family and doing things like that, you know. Oh my God. So we are kind of burned in this world. But actually the divine family is the all in all. Krishna is a family person. He takes sannyas as Mahaprabhu simply to make a world family, not to have family. So in this way, he even renounced his Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya householder position for the sake of all souls. But this Vaishnava family is completely family. I just heard about Guru who sacrificed Kurat Alvan, who sacrificed his own eyesight for his Guru Deva to save him. So in our Vaishnava family, the appreciation and the love for each other is so strong. We don't want to lose anybody. We don't. Krishna's feeling means a very intense feelings. Krishna's feeling when Krishna leaves Vrindavan to kill Kamsa, the gopis are desperate. This is a very famous picture. They lie in the road and they say, "You're not going over here. You want to go further? You have to roll your chariot over us and kill us. We will not let you." the feeling the gopis had when Akrura came, this is too much. Sometimes you can see some pictures, they're crying and complaining and chastising Akrura. And then Krishna has to come down and he says, oh my gopis, you please excuse me, just for a few days I have to go to kill this demon. He's such a rascal. He's giving so much trouble and this is like my dharma, I have to do that job. But the gopis say, oh, no, you're not going to come back and all that. So this is very intense. The Krishna conscious family is very, very intense. And it should be intense. Why not? Why go for anything which is not intense? So Guru and Krishna, and they're representing many kind of spiritual families. So today we're going to read here from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a little heavy verse. It's from the Daksha cursed Lord Shiva. It is a fourth canto, chapter 2, text number 21. Ya edang martyam udishya Bhagavati aparadruhi Druvati agya pritakshtu satvata vishnuko bhavet. Anyone who has accepted Daksha as the most important personality and neglected Lord Shiva because of envy is less intelligent, and because of visualizing in duality will be bereft of transcendental knowledge. Srila Prabhupada explains, the first curse by Nandishvara was that supporting Daksha was foolishly identifying himself with the body, and therefore because Daksha had no transcendental knowledge, supporting him would deprive one of transcendental knowledge. Daksha, Nandishvara said, identified himself with the body like other materialistic persons and was trying to derive all kinds of facilities in relationship with the body. He had excessive attachment for the body, and in relation to the body, with wife, children, home, and other such things which are different from the soul. Therefore, Nandishvara's curse was that anyone who supported Daksha would be bereft of transcendental knowledge of the soul, and thus, alas, he deprived of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Envy is a very strong element which hampers our spiritual advancement. The Srimad Bhagavatam is alerting us about this. In the case of Daksha, he was a Prajapati, that means a very powerful person. He was appointed of creating so many offsprings, and one of his daughters was Sati. And Lord Shiva married Sati. But then Daksha became very arrogant, and he invited everybody for a Rajasuja sacrifice, and he didn't invite Lord Shiva and his daughter. And that was too much. Lord Shiva could not tolerate it. So then Sati said, I want to go to the festival. My father is holding a big yajna, and all so many prominent people going to come. Let's go, Lord Shiva, let's go. Lord Shiva said, he didn't send an invitation for us, so we better don't go. He's on a big ego trip. So, but Sati, she was so insistent. She said, if you don't go, then please give me permission. I go. No, 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 he said, if you go, that will bring bad fortune to the whole situation. But somehow or other she disobeyed Lord Shiva. And Sati went to her father's big festival. When she got there, this stupid Daksha started insulting Lord Shiva. And Sati loves her husband, Lord Shiva, so much she could not tolerate it. She said, this is a hellish place where my beloved husband is derided. I will give up my body right now, here and there. And she sat down, and in her fierce anger, she created a fire which burned her. Imagine what a sacrifice. That was heavy. When that message went to Lord Shiva, your wife just left her body by the insults, by the apparats against you. Then he sent his army of devotees, said, and there is some very heavy personalities there in his following group. So they went over and they devastated everything. So what can we learn from that story? Never offend a devotee. Never. You may understand the devotee, you may not understand the devotee. Not always what devotees do is so easy understood. But don't offend. If you offend the devotees, only bad fortune comes over you. And I suspect, to a certain degree, for those who have been born in Kali Yuga, that they must have committed some offenses. We have not come into this difficult situation without any reason behind it. So our great spiritual teachers, they have taught us very carefully that never offend a devotee of Krishna. Doesn't matter what. Don't offend the devotee of Krishna. Because the devotee of Krishna, he can give all the blessings. And if somehow or other you take a negative attitude, then you will be deprived of all the blessings. Krishna will not allow this to happen. And in the case of Daksha, he was so much, in the end of that, he was killed. But then Lord Brahma said he was leading this sacrifice. So it's very inauspicious that he is killed, even though he has been so offensive. Then he was given the special, his life was given back to him with the head of a goat. I mean, a goat's head was put on his head. And from that on, Daksha is seen with a goat's head. Quite embarrassing, no? But that's how it happened, and that's see, the Vedic scriptures, they give us information which we never even thought about. Transplanting a goat's head on a man's body. We haven't heard of that in modern science yet, but just recently they had some head transplant. You must have heard about that. Just came out in a paper that some doctor with artificial intelligence did a head transplant. Oh my God. So envy is the greatest obstacle. And we are envious of Krishna even in this world. We always want to show our own superiority, which is never a reasonable proposal. Because if anybody has anything to be admired or to be glorified about, then that is Lord Krishna. Everything he has done is wondrous and incredible. So we should be grateful. Grateful and always ready to serve his purpose. If we are not, if we get proud over our position, doesn't matter what, position of spiritual master, position as temple president, position of sannyas, position of anything. There is the famous saying, says, pride comes before the fall. So, therefore, if somebody becomes proud, then he will fall down. And this fall down is a very, very embarrassing thing. Of course, if somebody has fallen down or slipped or anything, then there's only one good thing we can tell him: get up again, my dear. Get your show together, because there's nothing else to do. And that is what fall down is all about. Learning to get up and not fall down again. Because falling down is definitely something which may happen when you commit offenses. Committing offenses against other Vaishnavas, that almost means a sure fall down. So Srimad Bhagavatam is guiding us to the proper understanding that in our relationship with this world, we should always be full of love. Very loving and very encouraging. We should be so encouraging to others. Oh, Krishna. Because Krishna, he wants everybody to go to him. But we are requesting people, come and understand that pure love is the only real satisfaction for your soul. And we don't want to be without you. We want to be with you. We want you to go with us back to home, back to God. Don't stay here in this world. This world is just a big problem from every point and angle of view. There's so much problem. So we want you, even though you may be young, rich, famous, beautiful, don't stay in this material world. This rich, famous, and beautiful is a very, very temporary affair. Any moment you may lose all this type of advantages. They're good karmas, but the real lesson for each and every one of us is that we are in a place called Dukkalayam Ashasvatam. It's temporary and full of misery. And when the misery comes, then this misery means forgetfulness of Krishna. Because if I remember Krishna, even if I have some pain, that may be a blessing. Because Krishna is always in the spirit of helping us in blessing us. So therefore, the devotees, they really preach against this envy mentality. And one envy mentality is wanting to become one with God. That's also envious. There's like, I don't want to accept that anybody's above me. That is, Krishna don't like that. Of course, if you want that, then he will give you Brahman realization. You can merge into Brahman. You can stay there for trillions of years, but Krishna is not happy. Krishna is not happy if you don't come to him. Krishna, you see Krishna, how he received Gopakumar. He gave him a big hug. Oh, finally you have come home. So long you have been traveling along this path. So much pain you had to tolerate. And I was always waiting and hoping you come quickly. But then you were looking here and there and getting sidetracked and forget about me. Gopakumar, now you're back. Thank you. I'm happy. So Krishna hugs Gopakumar. That story from Brihad Bhagavatam. And then they feel so happy, both of them. They faint. They fall over Krishna and Gopakumar. They fall over, fainted in their embrace. And the other Gopas, they got upset. They said, "Hey Gopa, come, what you doing? You giving trouble to Krishna, huh? What do you think? You come here to Goloka Vrindavan just to give trouble?" Sorry. And then Krishna also comes back to his senses and says, "Come on, Gopa, let's go to Mother Yashoda and take a nice dinner. It's just time for dinner." And in this way, Gopakumar was described of his returning back to the spiritual world. Will you be like that one day? Krishna will also see you. "Oh, you came. Govinda, you came finally. After shooting so many rockets. Now you have come to bring yourself to the love, the highest destination." And so, in this way, Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us the bad news and the good news. No? Lord Shiva is a great devotee. Don't offend him. Huh? Parvati, she's the great mother. But if you go against her husband or her, then you're going to be in trouble. This is the material world has very strong reactionary elements. That's what the Bible says, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. If you kill, then you're going to get the same reaction. So don't play around with all these things. Come to your senses and give your love and be part of the Vaishnava family, because the Vaishnava family is waiting for you. Like, we don't want anybody to go away in the material world. We really don't. We want everybody to come and chant and dance with us. So I just came back from a tour of South America. I went to Mexico first, then I went to Colombia, then to Peru, and finally to Ecuador. And I met so many beautiful devotees. But very often we were talking about the Srimad Bhagavatam and how we have to overcome envy. Envy also means any negative thinking about your God brothers and God sisters. You know, envy, there's so many types of envy, but in our daily life, sometimes we find that even brothers and sisters, they envy each other for any little thing. So we have to cure ourselves from that. And that's only possible in the Vaishnava family, in the love family. Because we understand that in the family, you can never be upset with the good achievements of somebody else. Doesn't matter what. If somebody is getting nominated to be a next Brahma, you should be very happy. Oh, he got a great appointment. somebody's making a good fortune by some good luck, you say, oh, then he will spread Krishna consciousness with that facility. Whatever happens, always be grateful for what you have. What is the saying? You don't know what you have until you lose it. Then you start, oh, I was so lucky. I had all these things, now I lost them. When I had them, I did not appreciate. I was not grateful. So, sometimes people think the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. And then they want to jump to this place, that place, never satisfied. But we are in the line of Srila Prabhupada. We want everybody to become a member of the Vaishnava family. Because we cannot live without you. And if you don't want to live with us, what can we do? We cannot oblige you. But we want you to be with us. Come, chant, dance, eat prasada. Don't go away. There's nothing to do out there. Some people think, how is this possible? Well, Krishna consciousness of that nature, there can be many Vaishnava families. And whoever loves a Vaishnava, he will be blessed with good fortune. Will be blessed with good fortune. And then he will be able to share this gift with others. Any questions or commentaries? Goloka ki jai, Hari Bol. Any questions or comments?
Maybe I can ask one question.
Yes, please.
So, do you think so we shouldn't get angry even when someone criticize our methodology or philosophy?
Criticize who?
Criticize our methodology or philosophical way of preaching Krishna. Suppose I meet a person, there's arguments, there's a debate, let's say, like olden days, Shaiva Vaishnava debates, or when even I remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's also had gone through a lot of obstacles with Mughals, right? Mughals soldiers. So, do you think so? Like somebody now offends our methods of preaching Krishna conscious, shouldn't we get angry?
Well, Srila Sanatana Goswami in Hari Bhakti Vilas, he wrote, if somebody offends somebody who's very dear to you and you, then you should defeat him in very philosophical, if there's a chance, to show him his mistake. If you cannot do that, then you should cut out his tongue. If you cannot do that, then run away.
Yeah. Nyaya Sutra.
Run away and don't listen to this foolish thing.
Nyaya Sutra. Nyaya Sutra.
You got the same instruction from Ramanujacharya?
Yeah. So
Same.
of course. What we learned sometimes, like we cannot change people's attitude, just stay away and then focus Krishna.
Also, there's the ninth offense against the chanting of the holy name is to try to preach to somebody who's taken offense or who's being disturbed by that. Then it's no good way.
And have you got angry anytime?
Hmm?
Have you got angry anytime
Angry
with anyone?
in my preaching?
Your experience? How did you control your anger then?
I only have gotten angry if somebody wants to hurt another Vaishnava. At that point, I may exhibit some anger to stop such situation. In arguments, no, I know my way around.
Yeah, arguments,
you are
arguments or there, yeah, debate.
Yes, in arguments I know my way. One person once told me, he challenged me. He said, "Can you show me Krishna?" And I looked at him and said, "What makes you think that you deserve that Krishna be shown to you?" Hmm? So then he was quiet. Sometimes I didn't prepare that answer, it just came to my mind at that moment. One time a person challenged Srila Prabhupada in a train. Prabhupada was traveling with a few of his students in an Indian train. And you know, it's open compartments so people see each other. And there was one person, he said, "So Swamiji, do you have any mystic power? Can you show us here some of your mystic powers that we can understand that you're a great yogi?" And Prabhupada just kept chanting Hare Krishna, he didn't react. And then the guy challenged even stronger. "Oh, you don't have any mystic power. You don't want to show any. How is that?" Prabhupada still kept quiet. And he started the third time, and now he was saying, "Hey, the Swami's fake. He's playing, he's a big Swami, and he cannot show any mystic power." And then another person in the train who was sitting there, he said, "You fool. Can you not see all these disciples from Western countries with Swamiji, always devotee dressed with chanting Hare Krishna? Do you want to see mystic power? Can't you see his mystic power? He has transformed all their lives." The guy was quiet. Argument was settled without Prabhupada saying one word.
Kind word.
So challenges are there. In Prabhupada's time, when he was sitting in some university on a throne, there were communists. You know, the Vyasa is very beautiful. No? So then, "Why you're sitting on this big throne? You, who are you? You think you're better than us?" You know, the communists, they get very... Prabhupada always was very sweet and managed it. So, in my preaching, I can only say everything is joy. And of course, if somebody does not share our belief, then we can say many beautiful things to encourage him, but really fighting. I was spared from that. Now, as you ask, I'm thinking about it.
May I state something?
Oh, I just heard that story. Who told that to me? Book distribution story of yesterday. There was one lady, she was distributing books and she was selling a Bhagavad Gita. And another woman, very angry, jumped on her back and started screaming, "You are selling these horrible things, you are..." And the devotee, she just turned around and says, "Could you be so kind and get off my back? I have some important things to do." She didn't get angry or anything. So the woman behind, she got tired, she went down and left. And the person who saw this, he bought the Bhagavad Gita. He said, "Wow, you really behaved incredible with such a challenging situation. I want to read that book which you're selling." So, I mean, again and again, Krishna has sent big tests to the devotees, but preaching is just wonderful. It's a wonderful experience. Just a chance to give a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, to be with devotees like we are sitting here today, is the most loving and most merciful thing to happen. So that's why I always encourage devotees, go on preaching, doesn't matter how and what. Find a way that you can tell people, like you going to, whenever you're invited to any of those home programs. I know you always tell them so many good, important things, you know? Because when you invite a devotee to your home, you're inviting good fortune to your home. The best fortune of all. Yes, Dinabandhu.
I am seeing that today we are very mature devotees, all are long time associated. That's why I'm dare to state one statement. Please don't misunderstand me, because they are all very senior. And I just want to state, because somewhere I read or I heard the statement of Srila Prabhupada that your acceptance towards Krishna is very limited. Stay to it, practice to it. You are not allowed to go outside an argument and start convincing about Krishna. If somebody is not ready to accept Krishna, it's not your duty to go in argument for him. Because sometimes there is a danger that you can lose your limited know-how, because which is very personal asset which we got from our Guru Deva. And we need to treasure, we need to keep it very safe and keep on enjoying dancing and all that. And sometimes the arguments are never ending, and there are hopeless cases because they don't want to accept Krishna. So if somebody is not ready to accept Krishna, then it's not your duty to convince him again and again and again. Don't insist him too much. Leave it. There are lots of hopeless cases outside.
Yeah, actually,
and don't waste your energy and time and believe yourself which you have given to you.
It is an offense to preach to those who don't want to hear.
Yes, leave it.
Yes, and then we have to leave them alone. You're absolutely right.
Because
one time there was I don't know if you remember Yogi Maharaj. He came from America and he stayed here for a few days. So he went to Colombia and he was giving a class. And there was one person, he was arguing about Jesus and this, Jesus and that. And then finally Yogi Katali says, you go and rent your own hall and then you speak about Jesus, but here I rented the hall so I speak about Krishna. A little bit humor is also always good weapon. Not to take things too serious.
Yeah.
No confrontation. We are not interested.
yes.
Because we love everybody. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Hari
Jai Shri Gurudev.
प्रेम से कहो श्री भक्ति आलोका परमाद्वैती महाराज गुरुदेव की जय। गोविंदा सुंदर की जय।
Wollt ihr ein bisschen singen noch? Goloka, singst du noch ein bisschen?
Hari Haraya Namah Krishnaya Haraya Namah
Hari Haraya Namah Krishnaya Haraya Namah
Hari Haraya